As I had promised some time ago, that we'll be talking about interviews, basics of facing an interview. Today we make a beginning in that direction, and as promised, I'll complete it fully, but it will take me at least 6 or 7 episodes to get through it. And I hope you will remain with me for those 6 and 7 episodes of 20 odd minutes each. Since it's a subject which demands that much time. It cannot be finished in one go in half an hour or 1 hour. And once I finish one episode, you watch it, you can comment and ask things about it. So we may answer them in next episode, or we may come up with a webinar in future once we complete it and discuss basics of interview. As basics of interview, we have been through interviews, all of us, at some stage of our life. In day-to-day life also, when we talk to each other, there are certain kind of interviews happen. Think of yourself as a child when you were told to appear in an interview in nursery class. Without knowing what's happening around you, your parents worrying and they knowing something is happening, which should not have happened. But that happens here. A 3-4 year child is interviewed. Then in school, if you want to become a prefect, a helper in college, for debating society, for theatre, for other societies, you are interviewed. And then as you move on, you are interviewed for getting into educational institutions, for trainings, for apprenticeship, for other things. Then development of career, be it competitive exam, or be it after qualifying that, an interview, or maybe a corporate job, or a job in private sector, or other jobs available. In most of the cases, you are interviewed. So it's part of our being that will be interviewed. So we begin as you begin, or somebody should begin. The day he or she applies for a job or a career option or getting into an educational institutions, the preparation begins that very day for interview. Yes, it begins that very day. When I'm saying that very day, don't put it off till next day. वो दिन कभी नहीं आता है, फिर वो अगला दिन नहीं आता है. अब कम ही दिन है, अब 2 दिन में कर लूंगा, अब 4 दिन में कर लूंगा, 5 दिन में कर लूंगा, मगर वो होता नहीं है. इसलिए make a beginning. Even if you have 3 months, 4 months, make a beginning. Slowly and steadily you will progress, and by and by you will gain a lot more than doing a crash course in last 15 days of preparing in an interview. So set a goal as soon as you apply. And then another part is that the interview may have a syllabus or may not have a syllabus. Anything under the sun in the universe is asked. There are certain interviews. But there are interviews which are focused in one direction. Say you are applying for research, for some institution appearing there, getting admission there. For a job, particularly for say marketing. Say a job particularly say for doing research for a company. Or something else. But there are other interviews in which anything and everything can be asked and is asked. Then another aspect of interviewing is, as you are seeing on your screen, basics of facing an interview, some points which I am elaborating. Don't expect to be completely at ease during the interview. Those who tell you to be natural are fooling you. You cannot be natural in your interview. When we tell somebody to walk naturally, suddenly his walk changes. He is not walking the way he used to walk because he or she believes they are being watched. They are being monitored. So suddenly it changes. So here is a situation, a setting in which some people are asking you, a panel is asking you, and you are replying all the time. Is it a natural setting? Does it happen in your life daily? So you are so used to it, it's a natural setting. So I want to be natural. Are they your buddies? Can you pat them on the back? Have share a laugh? Maybe at a certain point of time. But is that part of an interview? No. So it's not a natural setting. So get over it. Whosoever tells you it's a natural setting, it's not a natural setting. By any means, it's not a natural setting. And one is asking, another is replying. I said again. So it's not a natural setting. Another thing, why it's not a natural setting. Those in front of you who are asking you have been through the process, have achieved, have reached a certain level, have been through these interviews many a times, on that being remaining on that side, and you want to be on that side or reach a point you are able to be on that side. That side doesn't mean you will be interviewing people. That side implies that you get into that organization, you get into that department, you get that into institution. That's your aim and goal. So you are not in a setting where there are equal partners sharing an equal platform. No, you are not equal partners. Here participants adopt roles. They are asking, you are replying. They want to extract something from you so that they find something in you where they can place you in their organization or get you a job or get you a position in research or get you an admission. They are looking for you. And you are delivering. You want to get into it. So you are telling them, I have this and this and this and this. They want to know what you have. So again, as I am saying, we are not equal partners in an interview. Don't be under the impression that we are equal partners. No. They have experience, age, and many things on their side. You have enthusiasm, knowledge, and a thing which we always forget. Something special. Why? That's why you have been invited or you have been called for an interview. You have reached that point because of dint of ability. That you have something. Everybody is not called for an interview. Why have you been called? That means you have something special, something different, which others don't possess. So that gives you an edge in a way over those who could not make it to that point. So that should give you a bit of confidence as well. As I said, it's not a communication between equal partners, yet a dialogue between two parties. And you can be an active participant in that dialogue. And you need to be an active participant in that dialogue. And you can be an active participant in that dialogue. It's not that it's not possible to be active participant in that dialogue. You will be. No issues there. They have called you because they think there's something special in you. Therefore, when you go for an interview, carry a positive attitude. Carry an attitude which is full of positivity and positive energy you have. If while preparing also you have positive attitude, you will prepare better. You will be happy and pleased while preparing. You will not think there's a burden, the preparation. When you think of it as a burden, things may not happen as you want them to happen. Now you are there, gone for an interview. Don't take role of a victim there. That so many places I have applied, so many things I have done in my life. In your mind you are thinking, you are not playing it with them. मैंने ये किया हर जगह मेरे साथ धोखा हुआ, मुझे धोखा दिया, मैं ये चाहता था, मैं बहुत डिजर्व करता था, मुझे नहीं मिला. ये दिमाग में लेके आप जा रहे हैं. यानी आप एक विक्टिम लेके जा रहे हैं अपने आप को, तो आपकी डिलीवरी अच्छी नहीं होगी. एक आप डिफेंसिव होंगे इंटरव्यू में और आप अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाएंगे इंटरव्यू में. गो विद अ क्लियर माइंड, बिल्कुल क्लियर माइंड. पीछे कब सारी चीजें छोड़ दी आपने, कितने इंटरव्यू दिए, कितने एग्जाम दिए हैं, उनमें क्या हुआ है फॉरगेट इट. अगर उनमें अच्छा हुआ है तो याद करिए, अगर नहीं हुआ है भूल जाइए. ओके, एक नई शुरुआत है, एक नई बिगिनिंग है. जैसे T20 मैच और वनडे मैच रोज नया हो जाता है, पुराना किसी को याद नहीं रहता है. तो इसी तरह आगे बढ़िए. और जब मैं कहता हूं गो विद अ क्लियर माइंड, फॉरगेट अबाउट बिहाइंड द सीन डीलिंग्स यू आर सीइंग ऑन द स्क्रीन. Another slide in which forget about behind the scene dealings and then exclamation marks. तो क्या हुआ behind the scene dealing? यानी मैं जब गया इंटरव्यू देने, मैंने सोचा कि वहां सिफारिश चलेगी, मैंने सोचा कि वहां पैसा चलेगा, मैंने सोचा कि मुझे नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि मैं ये हूं, मैं वो नहीं हूं. तो आपकी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी नहीं होगी, आप नेगेटिव माइंडसेट से जा रहे हैं. सो फॉरगेट बिहाइंड द सीन डीलिंग्स, बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ, ट्रस्ट योर ability and go with that, and think you are suitable person which is required here. If you think like that, you will try your best. and मैं मानता हूं कि मैं वो suitable person हूं जिसकी उनको जरूरत है. ये ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस की बात नहीं है, ये बात वो है कि जिसमें आप समझेंगे कि मैं सबसे अच्छा परफॉर्म कर सकता हूं क्योंकि मुझे में वो एबिलिटी है जो मैं इनको बताना चाहता हूं. As I said, you could be the suitable person as you think, and you could be the suitable person as they require. ये दिमाग में रखना है. You could be one. जो हो सकता है suitable person, जो जिसकी उनको जरूरत है. इसमें कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं है कि आपकी जरूरत नहीं, आपकी जरूरत है. एक बार sell yourself as the best person for the job. यानी जॉब या जो भी काम है, आप उनका अपने आप को ऐसे उनके सामने पेश करें कि उनको लगे इससे बेहतरीन आदमी हमें नहीं मिलेगा. वो ये प्रोसेसेस कैसे होंगे, हम धीरे धीरे इस पे भी आएंगे. वी आर नॉट जंपिंग द गन. मैंने कहा 6-7 एपिसोड लगेंगे, धीरे धीरे उस पे भी आएंगे कि ये कैसे पॉसिबल होगा कि आप अपने आप को बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे में उनको बेच सकें और वो खरीदें. ये नहीं, माल नहीं बेचना है कि वो आप नौकर हो गए उनके, वो नहीं मैं कह रहा हूं. आपकी एबिलिटी आप किस तरीके से उनके सामने, and you will unveil your ability in front of them, that they will feel they require you. When I said, when we began, that interview can be for admission, for corporate jobs, it can be competitive exam, and certain interviews require certain different approaches, as you also know. We'll come to those approaches also. But before we go there, before you go for an interview, I said you start preparing the day you apply, or the day you are called for interview. Then you increase the tempo of your work. Initially, you start the day you apply. What you have to do is study the job profile. अगर आप वहां जाते हैं और नौकरी लगते हैं तो क्या क्या आपकी प्रोफाइल है जॉब में. स्टडी द कंपनी प्रोफाइल. वो कंपनी क्या काम करती है, आज तक कितने सालों में कौन से प्रोडक्ट बनाए हैं, कैसी चीजें की. ये कंपनी के साथ ही नहीं है, इंस्टीट्यूशन की बात भी है मैं कर रहा. ये मैं कंपनी कह रहा हूं, समझेंगे कंपनी, या फिर अगर आप KSIS दे रहे हैं या कोई कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम दे रहे हैं आप, वो उधर भी कैसे ये लोग काम करते हैं, कैसे बिहेव करते हैं, कैसे प्रोग्रेस होती है, क्या करते हैं, मैं कैसे आगे बढ़ूंगा. एज आई से, स्टडी जॉब प्रोफाइल, स्टडी कंपनी प्रोफाइल, स्टडी डिपार्टमेंट प्रोफाइल, study profile of institutions, study their background in research if it's in, study the history of that institution. इसमें यह नहीं है कि स्टडी करनी है आपने 200 साल पुराना इंस्टीट्यूशन है उसकी सारी डेट्स याद रखनी है. नहीं, उनके कुछ लैंडमार्क्स आपको याद होनी चाहिए, उनके कुछ खास प्रोडक्ट्स होनी चाहिए. ये प्रोडक्ट ह्यूमन भी हो सकता है, प्रोडक्ट कोई चीज भी हो सकती है. ये सारी चीजें आपको दिमाग में रखनी है. और इन कंपनीज की, इन डिपार्टमेंट्स की, इस ओहदे की, इस रिसर्च पोजीशन की, इस नौकरी की प्रायोरिटीज क्या है. अगर मैं इसमें आता हूं तो वहां जो लोग हैं क्या प्रायोरिटीज ये डिमांड करते हैं आपसे, और ये क्या प्रायोरिटीज इन लोगों की, इन कंपनीज की, इन इंस्टीट्यूशंस की, ये आपको पता होनी चाहिए, पूछी जा सकती और ये बातों बातों में आ सकती है आपकी. अब एक और चीज भी है कि दुनिया की भी खबर होनी जरूरी है. ये हर इंटरव्यू में जरूरी है, दुनिया की खबर होनी. कुछ ना कुछ, कोई ना कोई ऐसा शख्स होगा जो आपसे कोई बात कर देगा ऑफ हैंड, चाहे वो फिल्म की हो, क्रिकेट की हो, हिस्ट्री की हो, किसी रेस की हो, किसी टाइम की हो, किसी इवेंट की हो, बात कर सकता है आपसे. तो करेंगे क्या आप पढ़ेंगे. वो जिंदगी में एक हिस्सा बना लेंगे पढ़ने का. किताबें पढ़ना एक हिस्सा होता है जिंदगी का, मुख्तलिफ तरह की. कोई किताब बुरी नहीं होती, कोई खराब नहीं होती. कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि ये क्यों थ्रिलर क्यों पढ़ लिया, एक्शन क्यों पढ़ लिया, रोमांस क्यों पढ़ लिया, पीरियड क्यों पढ़ लिया, ये नहीं. सब में अपना अपना फायदा मिलता है. ये डिपेंड करता है पढ़ने वाले पे. तो ये हो गया स्टडी. मैंने कहा रीड, स्टडी, मैगजीन्स पढ़ो, अखबार पढ़िए. अगर आप कंपनी में जा रहे हैं, उनके एड्स पढ़े इस पीरियड में, वो कैसे कैसे एड्स निकालते हैं, उन एड्स में वो लिखते क्या है, वो डिमांड क्या करते हैं, वो प्रोडक्ट बेचते कैसे हैं उन एड्स में अपना. और एक और चीज मैं कहता हूं, रीड, स्टडी, देन गो थ्रू मैगजीन, न्यूज़पेपर, एड्स एक्सेट्रा, एंड देन वॉच एज वेल. वॉच के दो कनोटेशन है. एक कि अगर उनका एड आता है अखबार पे, टीवी पे वगैरह पे, या उनके बारे में बात होती है उस इंस्टीट्यूशन की, या एक ये है. दूसरा है कि उन लोगों के मुलाजिम लोग, जान पहचान वाले, उस इंस्टीट्यूशन के स्टूडेंट, रिसर्चर्स, अगर आप उनसे मिल सकते हैं, उनसे मिलें और उन्हें देखें वो कैसा बिहेव करते हैं और क्या बात करते हैं उनके बारे में. एक बार वॉच, दूर से देखें उनकी ग्रोथ, उनकी डेवलपमेंट, और जब मिलें तो उनसे डिस्कस करें, बात करें. एक बार की बात की जाए इस बारे में, एक मालूमात आपको मिल जाए. मैं फिर कह रहा हूं, आप पीएचडी नहीं कर रहे हैं किसी कंपनी पे या किसी ओहदे के लिए या किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन पे, नहीं, लेकिन अगर बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन हो और अगर आपके मुंह से एक बात में वो निकल गई वहां, वो भी बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं कि दिस फेलो मीन्स बिजनेस, he or she has come with complete idea or some idea of an institution or a company or place they are joining. That's important. And then some recent facts, happenings around that institution or company, and then figures having bearing on the subject. Figures जो आप जिस ओहदे के लिए जा रहे हैं, उससे रिलेटेड कोई स्टैट्स हैं, कोई डेटा है जिनका असर उस सब्जेक्ट पे है जिसके लिए आपने अप्लाई किया है, उस काम पे है, उस बात पे है, उनका कुछ आइडिया रखें दिमाग में, तो अच्छा होगा, अच्छा फील करेंगे आप भी और फायदा होगा इससे, कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा इससे। फिर मैं एक और चीज कहता हूं कि एंटिसिपेट लाइकली क्वेश्चंस एंड वर्क आउट सूटेबल आंसर्स। नाउ यू हैव गॉन थ्रू the profile of the institution or the company or the organization or the department. You have talked to people, if you have chance of meeting them or on phone or otherwise or through mail, who have worked there or working there. You have discussed among your friends as well with them. You have seen their ads or information about them. Now you have an idea. You have discussed with those people also who have been through this process. You have an idea, you can anticipate some questions, not all, some questions, and you can yourself develop right answers for them. That's working for an answer, and there is no shame in working for an answer. Nobody does things spontaneously. It doesn't happen like that. You're not acting in a theater where spontaneity, if you're a quality actor, gives you more claps. No. Here you have to be prepared, like actors are always prepared in theater. And then before going for this, do a recce of the place. And if you have chance, the recce means कि अगर आपको जाना है एक इलाके में, वहाँ ये कंपनी का दफ्तर है, तो 4 दिन बाहर से ऑब्जर्व करिए। सुबह के टाइम पे, कभी दिन के और कभी शाम के, लोग आते कितने बजे हैं, कैसे ड्रेस्ड होते हैं, जाते कितने बजे हैं वहां से, दिन को क्या एक्टिविटी रहती है वहां। Same applies to many other things, even in educational institutions. If you go and do a recce before going for an interview to that institution, you could be talking to students who come out of that institution and tell them that I also want to get into this institution, and then I have qualified, now I have to face an interview. How it unfolded with you. There will not be many who will say हम नहीं बताएंगे. Mostly they will tell you yes, we will help you. At least we'll talk to you. This happens in all quality institutions. I can't say of donation institutions, all of them, but in quality institutions it happens that the seniors are extremely helpful to freshers or people, budding people who to get there. So study, as I said, job, company, department profile, institution profile, history, background, product, company priorities, etc. Read general reading, magazine, newspaper, ads, etc. Watch, and then watch also includes watching radio and television and other things and movies, and having an idea what's happening around you. Meet and discuss. Do a recce. As I had said earlier also, we'll be going through basics of facing an interview and then move ahead. And then it will take us 6-7 episodes to reach to a point where you will be able to know much more about facing an interview and then jobs and everything else on this very channel. You can subscribe and join us also, and you can watch it again and again. And then if you have some queries and questions, put them on this very channel. I'll try to reply them, and later on we can get together on a webinar or a Facebook Live on my Facebook Live page where you'll ask questions, and if you have, in case any confusions, we'll try to dispel them. Thank you again for joining us. Wait for the next episode as we move forward towards facing an interview.